Drive Thru. I'm your host Tony T. As we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We will get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the Drive Thru, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time is our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and at Sports Chat Place. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us is Alex Smart with us, Rod Zawacky, Tony Brown, Jay Briggs, and Wayne Scott. Here's how the lineup for this evening. Smart, Brown, Briggs, Scott, Zawacky, then I will close this one out. All right, got through college football bowls here. One game left, the national championship game here on a Monday. Of course, NFL hitting us on Saturday and Sunday. Of course, we've got NBA, college hoops, and NHL on the board tonight. So let's get this show underway. Let's welcome in Alex Smart. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Print. Boy, he's been on absolute fire on the side. Hope you guys been tracking Alex. Bring him in right now. Alex, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing, Tony? We're going to attack some NHL tonight, and we're going to go with that New York Rangers-Carolina game. Rangers are the hosts, and that's where the Rangers play their best hockey. They play it at home. They're the top team in the league right now. 25 wins, 51 points, 729 points percentage. Both teams are playing well. Carolina is playing well, of course, and they are a top-tier team. They're off a really tough game against Toronto last time out, and I really think that game might have been a bit of an emotional letdown spot here. They took out the Leafs, and that was a hard-fought game if anybody watched it. And I just look at the Rangers here at home as between we'll say two evenly matched teams, even though the Rangers have the better record so far this season because Carolina did start slow and they've had some ups and downs. But just looking at this game, just knowing it's at home where the Rangers play great hockey at MSG and really feel confident here. The Rangers have won the last two meetings against the Canes, close games. But once again, the lines makers figure this is going to be a close game as well. But I think the Rangers have the edge here at home.
All right, Alex, let's go ahead and take the Rangers minus 126 here against the Hurricanes. And, of course, divisional games. And that's where the Rangers have been strong defensively. 5-2-1. They're in against the division. And the Hurricanes have had trouble getting scoring here against their division opponents.
Yeah, and I think the way the Rangers are playing. I mean, a big difference between last year and this year. They really pulled their socks up, and they're playing good defensive hockey, getting good goaltending, and this is a team with a big sniper in there, Panarin, and he's been doing them some damage lately too. So he's key in this game here. And like I said, I just look for maybe a little bit of exhaustion to play a role here. This is Carolina's fourth game in 7 nights. I know both teams have played a lot of games lately, but fourth game in 7 nights and off that really hard-fought game last time out. I can see an emotional letdown spot here, physical and emotional.
NHL has a very unique playoff structure, and you can kind of feel a little bit here during the regular season. I think it adds some importance to the regular season. We usually talk about this like in March, heading into April, but really, in the way the playoffs are structured, where most of the games are in the first round are against division opponents. Of course, the wild card throws a wrench in that a little bit, but everyone, it's very important to get that one seed because you want to avoid that 2 versus 3 there in the beginning of the playoffs.
Yeah, and just one of the things that I've noticed about the NHL for a long time now, especially like we'll call it the new NHL. I call it the new NBA. Like when I talk about the NBA, the new NHL, it just seems like all these leagues are changing around. What I've noticed is you got to be very, very careful. The amount of speed you bring into the playoffs and when I say speed, the amount of energy you've exerted all season long to be the number one team in the NHL, like the Boston Bruins last year. Like I knew I played against the Bruins right off the bat, and it's just too much energy. This is a league that some of the best teams, and I'm just going back a long time. Last time we saw a 4 or 5 Stanley Cup champion winner like Edmonton, the New York Islanders, back in the old days, those teams would pace themselves. They'd have big streaks during the season, and then there'd be lulls, and where they played subpar hockey. I don't see enough of that anymore. I don't know what the reason for it is. I don't know if it's bad coaching, but you have to remember something. There has to be a little give and take energy-wise during the league. It's just too much energy up, and then you hit the playoffs, and the playoffs are just one of those, like high emotional kind of situations that can just backfire in your face when you spent all that energy during the season. If that makes any sense, but but that's where I'm coming from. It's just a lot of energy exerted, and then where was the lull? Where was the lull? And I watch teams like that during the season, and I see the most talented team, And then, if there's a lull, no problem. I mean, I don't necessarily bet against them, but I do take that into my mind when I'm looking at the first round playoff situations.
All right, and
Big
also
long
too,
speech, but hey.
also that's right. Also, too, 2024 marks the beginning of a new league, which isn't getting a whole lot of pub right now, but the games will be in syndication. That is the PW. Now with gambling, right? We're starting to see WNBA get more talked about because of the betting. But the PWHL begins, Pro Women's Hockey League. Just 6 teams, mainly based in. I see Tony Brown shaking his head right now on the camera. We got teams based in the up in Canada, Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, and then of course New York, Minnesota, and Boston there with a 6-team league to start it off. But again, we're betting on it. And what's your thoughts here as we get the PWHL began their league yesterday?
Yeah, if it moves, we hit it. That's the. This is one of, maybe it's not a bad thing, but I don't know how. I'll tell you, I've watched some really really bad junior hockey before. I've seen some international great superstars playing women's hockey, and man, it puts me to sleep. But hey, when the betting comes up and there's money to be made, so maybe it'll be more interesting.
Yeah, we'll see how that rolls here. Interesting there. We got Alex here on the Rangers here, minus 126 against the Hurricanes tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, so we do have action on the board here from the NHL. Also, to NBA coming in with an 8-game card, as well as college hoops. Great results from Alex over the last 7 days. He's been on absolute fire. Great results last 7 days, last 30 days. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
We've got a 3-pack in college basketball tonight, 2 sides and 1 total. A couple of MAC selections, and we have that Illinois, Chicago, and Murray State conflict. Also, should be small school entertainment and small school profits. Hopefully, also have an NBA Sharp Steam side selection with the Celtics and the Thunder. That's the premier game on the board tonight. But I've also looked at that as the premier opportunity to make some money. And we have an NHL money line power play selection on board also.
That's right, guys. I get on board here with Alex Mott over at Pick Dog Premium. You see the great results here from Alex. A great time to get on board with that long-term pass, the 3-7 or 3-8 pass. Remember that 1-month pass get you all of Alex's premium plays here for the up until the championship, up until the Super Bowl, right? With that 7-day pass from the NFL college football championship game. Lots of college hoops now. We're getting into conference games, NBA, as well as NHL. Use promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. Alex has been on absolute fire. All right, Alex, as always, great having your show. See that great success, and we'll catch up with you again in a couple days.
Take care, Tony. You're good, brother.
You as well. Alex Smart here on the drive through. Let's continue here on the show. Let's go. Welcome. Speaking of Tony Brown, he's up next. Catch him over at Pick Dogs for him. We'll bring him in right now. Maybe we can get the PWHL over in Las Vegas, like with the Aces. Tony Brown, how's it going?
Good, man. You guys, and I get put on the spot with these questions and then my reactions and stuff. I just want to say first and foremost, I absolutely love women to death, and I think that women's sports, I'm anyone who can get paid for their talent, I'm all here for it or whatever. But I just have to be honest, a pro women's hockey league, it sounds more absurd than the WNBA, and that's just me being honest. I think we're not equal as athletes, and that's not a bad statement or a sexist statement or anything. I just, men are.
Well, the bottom line is it's something to bet on. If you can find it, and like Alex says, if it moves, you can bet on it. Forget about the fan. We're not fanboys. We're bettors, right? We're not here talking about how much we like a sport. It's about making money. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, but we're bettors. We're not just degenerate gamblers. We want to bet on something that makes sense. I mean, you can bet on anything.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea is I mean, it's just like buying stocks. You don't have to be a fan of McDonald's or a fan of working in retail, but if you can find an edge there in the market, you go for it. I think this is all adding more to the table here and giving us a good edge here against the linebacker. Hopefully we get some lines on these. And again, it's basically, another opportunity for us to make money, take the fanboy out of it, and just think about the ability to make money from it. So we go to hockey here with Tony Brown. Canadians and Stars going head-to-head here. The Stars, big favorites. We total 6.5.
Yeah, the Stars are huge favorites, and it's a reason why they're huge favorites. They're actually a good team, and they're playing a bad team. They're at home where they're like number 2 in goals scored at home. They're one of the best home teams in the NHL this year. They average, I'm thinking like 4 goals a game in the house. So they're going to put up the goals when they're at home for sure. And the team that they're playing tonight, they're actually one of the worst teams on the road. Montreal, they're 18th on the road in scoring. So they're going to come in and not be able to score against one of the hottest teams scoring. There are 2 teams headed in separate directions right now. The Stars are 3-1 in their last 4, while the Canadians are on a 3-game losing skid. So there's no need to lay that heavy juice. This is, David versus Goliath, but we're not going to have any happy ending here. I think that the Stars wipe them out at home, and we're going to take the -1.5. If you're a big gambler, take 2.5. I think this one is a total blowout.
All right, Tony Brown says go ahead and take the Stars here. Lay the puck and a half here. -115 here against the Montreal Canadiens here in this one on the ice on this big card tonight here from the NHL. Of course, we just saw the stadium game. I don't think it really. I don't know about you, Tony Brown, but the stadium game kind of lost to me. It's kind of lost a little bit of its luster.
Like you say, it's something to bet on. It was January 1st. It was the only hockey game in town. Fucking bet on it. Go for it.
Just bet on it. That's how it is. No doubt about that. But anyway, Tony Brown, Canadians have had their struggles here over the past 5 games. Again, it's just giving up just too many goals.
Yeah, like I said, this is sometimes you get those fairy tale matchups, or maybe we could have caught the Stars in the second night of a back-to-back or something where maybe we could back the Canadians. But in this situation, you don't, and the line says it at almost -3, 3-1. They just, and then the reason why they can't score, the old adage, you can't win if you can't score, but you can't score if you can't shoot. They're bottom of the league in shots. They're not even taking shots. They're not crossing the blue line. They're not getting in good scoring position. So it's hard to score a goal if you don't even put up a shot. So I just don't see the Canadians doing anything to the Stars, and the Stars winning this one by more than 1.5. There's no need to lay that heavy juice.
No, right there. Tony Brown here on the Stars here, plus puck line -115 against the Canadians tonight, 8 Eastern time. All right, Tony Brown, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, we've got NBA, hockey, college hoops as well in action. Of course, we got the Mountain West heading into some big matchups tonight here from college basketball as well. We see Tony Brown has been a must. Look at the monster numbers here from Tony Brown here in the NFL. 1,901 units of profit, top leaderboard here. NFL here over at Pick Dogs. Also having a good hockey season, showing good profit as usual on the ice with Tony Brown. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, we're having a great NFL season. Number 1 in NFL, number 2 in hockey. We try to pick the best games on the board, and that's what we're doing tonight. I got a 3-pack in the NBA, a 3-pack in the NHL. You can get them both individually. You can buy 6 games if you want, or you can bundle that up and grab a 3-pack from the NBA and the NHL and break your bookie 6 times over tonight.
That's right, guys. Get up over Tony Brown over at Pick Dog Premium. Great results you see there in the NFL. Also, last 7 days is showing good profit. Pick is a promo code. Save that 15% off. Add multi-cappers. Even greater value there. Of course, Tony Brown in it year-round. Of course, as we talked about here in January, he grinds them out. That 1 year all sports pass VIP you have up there, good value.
Yeah, the pass paid for itself already with the NFL. The NHL, you're going to make the money right back. It's one payment, one time. You don't got to keep paying. There's no upselling to the package. Playoff games, championship games, every single pick I release from every single league, NHL, NFL, everything I pick, you get it for one low price with my VIP all-year pass.
That's right, guys. Got aboard with Tony Brown over at Pick Dog Premium. You see the great results there from Tony Brown. Over 1,900 units of profit in the NFL for this year, so go ahead and get signed up. All right, Tony, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again a couple days.
All right, I always appreciate being here. I'll see you guys in a few.
You got Tony Brown here on the drive, dude. Let's continue here on the show. Up next, we'll bring in Jay Briggs. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Jay in right now. I think we're all set to roll here with some NBA coverage here from Jay. We'll bring him in right now. I think we're set to go here in just a second. Jay Briggs. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, my main man, what's happening?
What's going on, Jay? Getting Jay now with the new camera angle from Jay here on the show. So just a look there. I think it's good. We get a lot more of that memorability up there. Maybe get you a little closer to the camera.
Yeah, I'm in the process of changing the
Oh
studio
yeah.
around, so you might see a couple different angles before I decide on the one I like.
That's good. I mean, that's how it should be, right? To play around with it there and check it out there. No doubt about that. All right, here we go. Jay, let's take a look here at this one tonight. Boy, the Hornets. Have they been on the road since Christmas Eve? I mean, I think they just kind of stuck it to these guys, right? I mean, it's been all through the holidays. It's been a road for this. Why not? When you're one of the worst teams in the NBA, you're going to always get the worst travel schedule. That's just, and you deserve it. Hornets at the Kings here. Kings big favorites, 15, total 233.
Hey, man, I feel like a common theme for me here on the drive-through, at least recently, has just been to come on here and tell you guys to fade the Hornets, and we're not stopping now. The last few times I've been on here, we faded the Hornets. I think it's paid off really well. This team is in the middle of one of the longest road trips of the season, and they've been terrible in this road trip as well. They've been blown out by everybody that's been put in front of them, and I don't see it changing tonight. I like what I saw from Sacramento in their last game. I watched that entire game. They put it to Memphis, pedal to the metal. And if they come out playing anything remotely towards that type of play style, they're going to do the same thing here to the Hornets. So this line is big for a reason. We've seen the lines be huge on the Hornets a lot recently. What was it, like 15 with Denver, 15 with Phoenix. The Lakers was 12.5. And still, no matter how big they make the line, the Hornets on this long road trip have just not been able to put it together, and tonight's not the night for that either. It's Sacramento, Sacramento, Sacramento. Light the beam. I'm laying the points in the Kings.
All right. Jay says go ahead and take Sacramento in this game here against Charlotte Hornets, a team that, let's see when they started this road trip, because it seems it hadn't been before the holidays. We go back and see where game one of this road trip was. December 26th. So, oh boy, it's tough to be on a plane on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. That's what they were there. It started on the 26th, so they had to spend the holidays over in the air and in traveling. So it's been rough there for the Kings, and it's been. Hey, the lose. We talk about the losing streak here for the Pistons. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Tony
10,
T, it's
12,
worse than that.
12
Though.
losses.
It's worse. It's worse than that. It's worse than that though. The road trip, because they were at home against the Nuggets before that.
Right.
For
Yes.
one game.
Yes.
But before that, they had played 2 road games prior to that against
my
Portland.
God.
I mean, not Portland, against Indiana and Toronto, and got throttled in those 2 as well. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is like their 7th road game in the last 8 games. It's terrible. It's a terrible spot for these boys. They spent the entire holiday on the road. They're ready to get back home, and tonight they're probably going to look like it.
And the sad part about this whole situation is the road trip isn't over, because they got to play Sacramento tomorrow, and then they got to go play Chicago on the 5th.
Yeah.
They play Sacramento tomorrow, and then on the 8th they're in Chicago. On the 5th in Chicago.
Man.
They don't get home again till the 8th. And they're going to have a 2-game homestand. They haven't been home for more than 1 game back until December 15th, 16th. And here's what sucks about it, because December 15th and 16th were back-to-back games. So yeah, back-to-back at home, then hit the road against Toronto and Indiana, then come back for that Denver game, then hit the road for this long trip again. And then it's not over, because there's still 2 more games after tonight.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a terrible, terrible, terrible spot. Man, if it ain't broke, we're not going to try to fix it. The Kings should throttle them.
Yep, they did find a way to cover, though, in these games. I will say they did cover against the Clippers. They did cover against Phoenix. They found some covering holes, but just barely against Phoenix. And the Clippers sleptwalked through that game. It was this 26th, so the home team there sleptwalked through it after Christmas. Too much eggnog, who knows what. But the Denver game was one where they just had a crap third quarter.
Yep. And I feel like the Laker game was kind of the same. They competed for most of that game, and then the fourth quarter, I don't know what happened. They kind of just fell apart. And Sacramento, I like what Coach Brown is selling right now. I like the emergence of Keegan Murray. De'Aaron Fox I think that's the piece that's lost in all this. Fox, in my opinion, is playing at an MVP level. He's playing really well right now. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Kings. The Hornets, they're missing their star. They're on a long road trip.
Well, one thing to note here, we do see an upgrade to Rozier now to probable, because he was he was there was an illness going. Maybe this is the key. There's been some illness going around in some of these teams, especially when you're traveling, hitting airports, traveling all over the place. You're gonna get sick right this time of the year. So Rozier looks like he's been upgraded to probable in this game tonight. So that's been the one update here on. That's probably why we've seen this move from 16.5 to 15, is because it looks like the status of Rozier is pointing toward playing right now.
Okay. It don't matter to me though. Rozier, no Rozier, LaMelo could walk through the door, and I would.
This is something we haven't said very much this year. We said a lot last year. Sacramento has a clean injury report.
Yes, me and you were on that clean injury report a ton last year for the Sacramento Kings. They've kind of passed that baton to the Thunder Buddies, who have continued to have a clean injury report, and we're seeing them pay the dividends ATS wise as well this season.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So great. We'll hear from Ron Crawford saying Charlotte Wade Dogs 6-10, losing by about 12.5 points a game. So we'll see. But we are late here in this road trip. And the losses just continue to mount for this Charlotte team. I think Detroit. Well, we'll see. I've asked you this. Well, I don't know. It's a fair question. Detroit and Charlotte. We'll see what happens if they get head to head here. But still, Kings here now is 15 against the Hornets. Tonight, late night game, 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, Jay doing great work in the NBA. 1,090 units of profit this year, already off to a good start. January 1st, last 7 days showing profit. NBA card tonight, as well as some college hoops. Heist on the board as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yes, sir. I have a money-making 3-pack in the NBA tonight. You guys can scoop up over at Pick Dogs Premium, or I have my NBA play of the day. So you guys know I call a spade a spade. I tell you guys I'm 100% transparent. I don't lie to you guys or nothing like that. So we started the year off extremely hot in the NBA, extremely hot. Then about 2 weeks ago, we hit probably the coldest cold streak I've ever run into. That is in the rearview window. Saturday, we swept the entire card in the NBA. Sunday was very profitable. Yesterday, we were 6-1 in the NBA on the jam session. We're starting to heat back up, man. 3-0 on the premium side yesterday. We're just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward. If you want to join me as I heat back up in the NBA, hop on something long-term right now, man, and let's continue to kick the crap out of the books. Pair me up with Tony T, who's also been extremely hot in the NBA thus far this season, or one of the other great guys here on the show, and let's continue to make some money. Start of a new year. Hey, let's keep the momentum rolling forward, man. Let's start the year off on the right foot.
Let's get that move going here with Jay. Get on board with Jay Briggs over at Pick.com. Great results in NBA this year as well. Pick is a promo code. Save that 15% off. Of course, Jay, you also have your all-access plays package up there for the big bettors.
Yes, sir. Yes, I do. I have my all-access club out there for big bettors. It's my rating system. It's guys that have asked me for that next-level premium service. And as I said, I've started to heat back up. Last night, we had 3 plays in the all-access club plus 11 units. So one of those nights, man, we're just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward. If you think the package is for you, the service is for you, text the number 776 or 775-636-7674, and we'll set up a time to talk and figure out if the package is for you. Again, it's for the bigger bettors out there. It's for the guys that can handle the volume of betting the NBA big nightly. But if you join, hey, the results speak for themselves. We'll set up a time to talk and figure out if it's for you guys.
That's right, guys. So get on board. Send then text over to Jay and get signed up. All right, Jay, as always, great having you show. Your Cowboys are 13-point favorites on the road against Washington. How do they enter this game? There's something to play for.
Yes. Will I be laying 13.5? Probably not. Washington loves to play us completely tough at the end of the season. So from a betting perspective, I might actually be leaning towards Washington in that game. But I think we definitely win the game, definitely lock up the second seed, and shout out Kyler Murray, shout out the Cardinals.
Oh, yes.
Remember, the Cowboys have won 16 straight home games, so getting that 2 seed for us is humongous. That means anybody we play in the postseason, other than the San Francisco 49ers, it will be at the crib. So that's huge for us. We'll see. Hey, if these boys can get to an NFC championship for the first time in my lifetime. It sounds insane, but we'll see.
Yeah, I know that. Yes, some of these people looking at YouTube, it's those are years ago. Years ago. It's not. It's been a long time. Troy Aikman never saw Troy Aikman play live, right?
Nope.
Never.
Nope.
Emmitt Smith, never.
Nope.
No. Nope.
Sad. It's crazy.
It was,
I know,
you went into that. You went into that era between Aikman and Tony Romo when there was just garbage at the quarterback position.
Yeah. My earliest Cowboy memory is really, I want to say, probably the beginning of Tony Romo, like probably the Seattle game where he muffed the field goal. Like that's probably like one of my earliest like heartbreaks as a Cowboy fan.
Well, at least you saw that era. At least you didn't see the era between Aikman and Romo, because let me tell you, that was a lot of garbage under center. At that time there was a lot of garbage. You probably heard about it too. That's why Romo brought a lot of hope to the program, and pretty much his play was able to allow the owner to bankroll into that new stadium, because he pretty gave the Cowboys a lot of hope. Because let me tell you, there was a lot of bad quarterbacks before that, in between that era between Aikman and Romo. All right, Jay, have yourself a great night. Of course, you got a lot going on over at Pick Dogs. We catch your NBA rundown, NFL rundown, of course, morning show as well.
Yep, ton of content from me here at Pick Dogs, man. I absolutely love doing it. No place on earth I'd rather be than talking sports with all the guys. Catch me on the morning show in the morning. We got Ron Romanelli on the show in the morning, so be sure to tune in for that. That'd be a good episode. Me, Ruffalo, Mitch, and Romanelli. And then, of course, a huge card tomorrow in the NBA. We've got like 12, 13 games, so be on the lookout for the jam session as I go through every single game tomorrow. And then just content here all week. I'm with Tony T, usually damn near every day, and then other content as well. So let's continue to make some money here at Pick Dogs.
So I continue to make money at Pick Dogs here with Jay. All right, Jay, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Tony T.
Got it. Jay Briggs here on the drive to. Let's continue here on the show. Up next, we're going to bring in our man Wayne Scott. We'll do some rundown NBA as well. Let's see, we've got to move the chains here. So let me get we got the pick moved, and we're going to move. Well, we'll get Wayne in, and we'll move the chains when we bring in Wayne. Like I said, I get caught up in these conversations, and I don't get the chains moved. Let's bring him in right now. Catch Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs for him. I think we're all set to roll here in just a second. He's good with us here in the NBA. Wayne, ready to roll. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony T? What's going on, Pick Dog family?
Everything's going great. All right, let me go ahead and get the right game for you. We're doing a late night action here as we're going to be looking at this Magic and Warriors game tonight. Let me go ahead and get the game up for you right now. Boy, this Golden State Warriors has been one of the more disappointments this year. And it's shown up on the line on the spreads. Magic is a team that we've talked about since last year. That their time was coming. We'll see if they can close it out. Magic Warriors going head to head. We've seen the Warriors tick up from we saw 4 at the Open, come down to 3. Now it's 3.5 here. Total 230.5 in a game on NBA TV tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from the side on this one. We're gonna look at the total. This Warriors team, they're 5-5, but they lost their last 3. And they just seem to struggle on offense right now. They're just having problems outscoring the better teams in this one. I look for them this to be a playoff style game as they look to get right in their 4th home game of a 7-game home schedule. And I know they think Orlando is a get-right spot. I know Orlando's going to come out here and play tough and look like we're not that old team. Orlando is second in defense. They've been playing defense good as of recently. Golden State has also been playing defense good as of recently. Orlando has been struggling shooting. Orlando has been struggling in shooting 3 points, particularly. And Golden State plays pretty well on shooting. Defending the 3. So I love the under in this situation.
All right, we got Wayne coming here with a Magic Warriors under 229.5. We're seeing some 230s.5 out there. So do your line shopping and get the best numbers in this one if you can. We're seeing that number there come up here in this one. Although interesting to note here, we've seen Draymond Green out of the lineup here for some time now here for this Warriors team. What's your thoughts here with the Warriors now without him here for some time?
Yeah, we've seen them to get this lineup right, adjusting it many times. They got Jack. He's pretty good in some spots, but then in some spots you can definitely tell that he's young. But they've been mixing up this lineup, starting Wiggins, putting Wiggins bench, getting these younger guys an opportunity, and it's probably been the reason for their loss in their slide in offensive efficiency this year. They're around 15th in that. We normally see them around top 5 in that area. But one bright spot for them is they have been playing defense down the stretch. So look for them to get the win once they start getting that offense clicking again.
Big news here for the Warriors. They've been trying everything. They're shaking up their lineup. Look at this. Look what they're doing here tonight. Second round pick, Trace Jackson Davis moves into the starting lineup in the center position out of Indiana.
Yes, sir. Like I said, he's been playing good on the season in spots. Like I said, you can still see young in some areas, but he gets the nod today. So Steve Kerr, he wants to play a smart style of ball, and I think it'll match up good for Orlando. Orlando coming off a tough loss against Phoenix, where they tried to run, and I think they try to they slow it down in this one and take on Golden State in the half court with some of their guys in those matchups, and look for Golden State to use their quickness and try to outshoot the Magic as they do many of teams, but it hasn't just been lately. Probably due to the change of lineup.
Yeah, interesting move here because we see now Chris Paul in the starting lineup, and we're seeing Looney on the bench, Wiggins on the bench. That's again, like you said, it's kind of like hockey. We're just kind of trying to mix up the lines here, trying to mix up things, try to get something to work here because the Warriors. I'm not going to say it's a panic situation, but you're under 500. We're 32 games into an 82 game schedule. Still more than 2/3 of the ways out there, but. Man, you don't want to catch yourself in a play-in round here. You know what? That really taxes your team into the playoffs.
No, it definitely does. And Warriors are not one of those teams we've been accustomed to seeing outside of the playoffs, so they're in a strange situation. I feel like they do have the pieces and players, but I do think Steve Kerr is going to have to find the guys that mesh well and fit well together. Averaging 116, which is not that high in this league right now. They've normally been averaging a little higher than that, and we've seen a downtick since Green's been out of the lineup and Kerr's been putting these guys together. So it's just a chemistry thing, man. Once these guys get to gelling, know where they need to be on offense, I do feel like Warriors start stacking some more wins here.
Yeah, we'll see how that rolls here with the Warriors. So as we like to do here with Wayne, we like to do a little rundown here from the NBA here for the games not covered here on the show. So we'll go up to the top line. We'll have coverage Bulls, 76ers later in the show. Spurs and Grizzlies here going head-to-head here. We see the Grizzlies up to 11, total 236.5.
Yeah, all the numbers point to the Grizzlies in this one, but just way too many points for me here. Not a game that I'm betting personally, but if I did look, I would look at the Spurs at 11 here. I do like the way they've been playing as recently. Grizzlies, what they have, they've beaten the bad teams and against these good teams, and as of late, you see their struggles. They're not as offensively sound. They rely a lot on Bane and Ja. These supporting and role players don't step up and every night, and this might be a get right spot for them to come, but I think Spurs do enough to get the back door. They got enough guys in. These guys are starting to play pretty well together, and they're just getting better.
Yeah, injury report, only Collins out and only Clark out for Memphis, so we're going to see a lot of starters and rotational players in tonight in this one. All right, continue on here. Celtics and Thunder is one of the games, one of the highlight games of the night here. Celtics here now laying 4 in this one. We've seen this total sit here at 239.5.
OKC for me. Like I don't even understand why their Celtics are a favorite. OKC is just playing a better basketball and playing good at home. They played on both sides too. Love this team's bench. Celtics have the advantage in the starting lineup, but when it comes to the bench, I do feel like the Thunder have the advantage there. This Thunder team has just been playing too well for me to fade them at home or lay points with the Celtics, even with the Celtics on this winning streak right now.
Please note a clean injury report on both sides. So we got clean injury reports on both sides here for the Celtics and the Thunder. Look at the bench contribution from Wallace, Williams, Isaiah Joe, Wiggins. They'll maybe even get 10 minutes from Mishik. So they could pretty go deep in the rotation.
Yeah, that's what we've yet to see, man, and it makes it a good game when we get to see all the guys play and the rotations that the coaches really want to go with. Because when everybody's healthy, you get who's really going to play these minutes in the playoffs as long as everybody stays healthy. So I'm looking to see how Boston plays now that everybody's healthy, because OKC has been playing healthy and they've been smacking people, and Boston hasn't been as healthy, but they've been getting it done. So let's see what they do with their full team in this one.
Yeah, we see about starters averaging about 34, 35 minutes tonight. So, again, that's the difference in the NBA now is you don't get those 40-plus minutes from the starters. It gets spread out more to some rotational players. Peyton Pritchard may even get 18 minutes. Sam Hauser, 19 minutes. Horford, the veteran, pegged here for 25 minutes. So we'll see how the benches factor in this one. Because you said, yeah, right, head-to-head, maybe a little edge on Boston on the starters. But, boy, there you keep an eye on the bench and the bench contribution. You have to look at the bench nowadays, especially with the injuries and the fact that these starters probably go in the mid-30s now in their lineup here. All right, let's continue on here. Nets and Pelicans. We see the Nets dogs here. Pelicans now 5.5. This was 6.5 not too long ago. We see the total 228.5.
Yeah, Brooklyn's had the Pelicans number as of last 10, going 8-2 in their last 10, but they haven't been playing good as of lately, going only 2-8 in their last 10 and 1-9 ATS. They've been losing against bad teams, good teams, it doesn't matter. And one thing they have done is lost on the road. We know the Pelicans, they play well on the road. We know the Pelicans are healthy. Pelicans doing it on both sides. That's what I like to see. They're playing defense and offense as of late. Size advantage in this one. I have no way to look but the Pelicans minus a 5.5. So.
Yeah, the Pelicans good home court. Note Simmons and Walker still out. Walker's a guy I always keep an eye on because he gets him amongst the scoring leaders when he came off the bench, but he's been out for some time now, and we've seen a slide here from the Nets. Also, the Nets defense has been slid the other way as well.
Yeah, Nets have been struggling in defense, and I like you said, Nets are one of those teams. If they get healthy, they can do something, but it's a struggle for them to stay healthy with guys like Walker out, guys like Simmons out. They're playing with the guys they have. They do play good defense, but it's just not consistent. So traveling here on the road in this spot with how they've been playing lately. Play a lot of defense against this Pelicans team. They got a lot of pieces that can exploit the Nets.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, let's continue. I think there's one game left on the card here. We got through them all, right? We got the Hornets King, and of course we got Melt. We got them all. We got every one of them. All right, there we go. We're going to get the Bulls in a minute here. Hornets Kings in this one. We got did we get that? We got that one from Jay. That's right. So Magic Warriors under 229.5. Tonight, and we will have coverage here with the Bulls 76ers a little later. And we've seen that line move down. We're no longer double digits here at the sharpest book in the world, so we're seeing some Bulls money come in as we speak. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, plays on the board here from the NBA. We've got lots of college hoops up there, action on the ice as well with a big card. What do you have going over at the site?
I have my 3-pack. It is my Takeoff Tuesday 3-pack. It has 2 NBA plays and my best bet in college basketball, and I have my best bet in college basketball individual out tonight. Definitely check me out long term on a 3-day, 7-day, or 30-day pass, as there's a loaded NBA card and a loaded college basketball card. I do have an extra play today in college basketball for the people who hop on long term with me, and I'm looking to get this year started off rolling hot and continue it, man. Continue giving you guys bangers and continue running it up on the books this year.
That's right, guys. Get more with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs. Premium long-term pass will reveal with these sports overlapping. Right, we got NFL still on the flow. We got college football championship game coming up. NBA, college hoops now heating up with these conference games. NHL. Use promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. Right, Wayne. As always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I'll be on here tomorrow with Tony T. I appreciate you for having me, Tony T. Good luck with all your bets out there, Pick Dog family. Let's get it.
You got Wayne Scott here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here on the show. We got Rod up next. Let me just flash my pick up here, and then we'll get to Rod because my pick's starting top of the hour here. As we mentioned, as we looked at the Bulls game, and we're going to be on the dog here. There's been a slight move here. Covington hit the injury report here right now here for the Philadelphia 76ers as a late addition. We see the 9.5 now. Let me see if I can pull this forward here. In 1 second, let me make sure I line it up here. Wanted to get the pick in the graphic mode for those of you watching on phones, or you can't have the volume up right now. Let me get the text up there for you. Yeah, we're going to look Bulls plus 10. Let me see if the market shows now 9.5. There are some 10s still. I still see some 10s out there in the marketplace. 9.5 now in use here on Covington. Just a kind of a reserve, about a half-point move there. I don't see anything here regarding. We still know Batum, Craig Levine, Vucevic out here for Chicago. We got White, who's been really doing a great job. Caruso in, DeRozan, Williams, Drummond in there as well. Can work. Embiid there in the low post. Javon Carter should give us some minutes. Dosunmo as well. So we're going to go ahead and go with the Bulls here at the double digits. You can still find it here against the 76ers. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through, and we're going to go ahead and welcome in Rod right now. Catch him over at Pick Dog Spring. Let's bring Rod in right now. I think we'll be all set to go in just a second here with Rod. Rod, what's happening?
Yeah, not too much. Get ready for tonight's action. Watching college hoops already. We've seen Utah beat up on Air Force earlier today. A good game there. And Utah's looking pretty good, college hoops.
Utah State getting the big win there. And we got some games here starting up soon. Of course, we've got Rod here going on the ice tonight as the Flames take on the Wild. We see the Flames road favorites, -112, total 6.
Yeah, you look at this one, Flames are definitely road favorites. I don't get the road favorites. I understand why. It's probably because Gustafson's out for the Wild. He's going to be out for a little bit, so they're going to have to rely on Fleury to guard the crease in that one, and hope that he doesn't get hurt, because behind Fleury after that, you've got Zane McIntyre, and he hasn't seen it in the NHL active in, I want to say, 2017. So it's been a few years since the backup goalie. So Fleury's getting the start in the pipes, but if you look, Fleury played his 1,000th game last time out. He's also looking to snag himself a win to tie Patrick Roy for second on the all-time wins list. And you'll dig into this one. You look, where does the Wild play their best hockey? At home here. 10-5 on the season at home are these Wild. Well, you look at the Flames on the road this season, 3 games below 500. They haven't played their best hockey at home. This Flames team's been up and down like this, too. They played some good hockey. They've also played some bad hockey. You look defensively, this Wild team holding teams to 2.5 goals a game over the last 10. Well, this Flames team isn't as good defensively, giving up over 3 goals a game defensively. Wild 3-1 the last 4 versus these Flames, including 2 meetings this season already. Wild won 5-2. They won 3-2 in a shootout in that one. They've been both meetings. And now at home here in this one, I think Fleury gets his 551 wins to tie second on the all-time list with Patrick Roy. Big name. Fleury's been around a while, but I think the Wild step up and get the job done, get him a win here in this one.
All right, Rod says go Wild here, -110 here against the Flames. You can't help but look at this Flames team on the road, give up nearly 4 goals a game on the road this year. That's pretty atrocious. And of course, this Minnesota team, we know they had issues earlier. Boy, that coaching change seemed to do some justice. Even though they had that struggles against Winnipeg, that coaching change seemed to help.
Yeah, they did. They struggled a little bit in that home and home with the Jets, but like I said, that Jets team is they're very good.
Beat the Kings. They beat the Kings on the road. They beat the Kings on the road.
Yeah, sprinkle a little bit. The Jets win the West. They're that good, and you can get some good money on them. I think they defensively they've 23 straight games they've held teams to 3 goals or less. That's mind blowing for teams in hockey. But yeah, you look at this Wild team, 7-3 in their last 10, and as I said, the Flames team 3 games below 500 on the road. As Tony said, over 4 goals a game on the road. This 6 seems kind of light. I kind of like the over in this one too. I think we see some goals. This has got 4-3, 5-3 written all over it. I don't know about an under here in this one.
All right, here we go.
I don't know how much defense these two teams are going to play, especially with Fleury in net. Markstrom should get the start for the Flames in this one. And we see what he's done at the start of the year. He has played a little bit better over his last couple of games, but he hasn't been great this season either. So, yeah. We're going to also take Matt Boldy to get an anytime goal. I think he's the bulk of the Wild offense. I think he gets himself an anytime goal here in this one.
There we go. Rod here, a Wild -110 against Flames. We'll get the Rod's bonus in a second. We're getting near the witching hour. Let's take a look over at Pick Dog Film for tonight's action. Rod, action on the ice tonight. Big card on the ice. We got NBA, college hoops as well. Rod doing great work in the NFL. We're in week 18. Playoffs not too far away. What do you have going over at Pick Dog's Premium?
And over Pick Dogs Premium, it's Tackle the Book Tuesday, where you get everything I got going today. I got a college basketball birdcage, 3 plays there. I've got my NBA drop a dime play. We're 8-2 with that play to start the NBA this season. And I also got my 10-star college basketball play of the day. You can get all those plays in one. There's also my top rated play on the ice in the Tackle the Book package. Or now is that time of season to grab something long term. Join me as we Started off the new year 4-1 yesterday. Let's continue rolling, continue to get some winners and crush the books.
That's
And,
right, crush the books.
Stack some units and put some more money in our pockets. Says, hey, sometimes Christmas gets a little expensive, so let's make some money back and pay for Christmas.
That's right, indeed. Get on board here with Zawacky over at Pick.com. Great result in the NFL. No better time to get on board with Rod. Keep an eye on that NFL playoff package, as the playoffs are not too far away, just a couple weeks away. Remember, they added that 7th wild card, so we got like 6 games on a wild card weekend, so make it exciting. All right, Rod. Any bonus you got for us here?
Yeah, bonus. You know what? We're going to go to the late game. Your neck of the Kings are taking on the Leafs. And when those two teams get at it, usually you see some goals. And the Leafs definitely struggling in goal. They got some issues of their own. Just put Samsonov on waivers. Did the Leafs? So you're going with Martin. They got Martin going, and yikes. And then behind Martin, you see who they got going tomorrow. They got a rookie who's making his first start for the Leafs. So I think he's an up-and-comer. But the bonus play for tonight, we're going to take Adrian Kempe of the Los Angeles Kings. He's an offensive machine. Over his 3.5 shots is that prop. And we're also going to get him to score an anytime goal. That's Adrian Kempe, anytime goal, and over his 3.5 shots. I think he unleashes a wild. I think he gets 5 or 6 tonight, shots wise, in this one versus the Leafs. They love playing the Leafs for some reason. Ever since the days of Gretzky, they love being the Leafs. Kids really hate the Kings. They still have from the days with Gilmore and those guys playing. They still hold a grudge against the Kings and Gretzky and that penalty. I think that'll live in infamy until the Leafs win a cup. The Kings.
That close from getting in. That's right. That's a memorable 7-game series there. Blake and the boys and Gretzky and everyone there got it.
There was an interview with Gretzky just recently talking about that game, saying he was in he got into an elevator and they had this the security guy had to come with him into the elevator, and he's kind of like, hey, what's up? And then the security guy goes, oh, it's going to be a crazy night in town tonight. He goes, 10 o'clock, if the city's going to go nuts. And Gretzky looked at him and said, hey, you know what? I start work at 7 o'clock.
Boy, that was a real tight game, close game. It was just
it was a tight game.
My God, that one of the more dramatic Game 7s you'll ever see of a was it Western Conference Final there? Weird. Toronto was in that same conference as the Kings,
Western
right?
Conference Final. The winner went on to face Montreal in the Cup. Yeah. That's when Patrick Roy was. I don't think anyone was going to beat Roy. I didn't even think if the Leafs got there and did win that, you were not beating Patrick. He was in the zone.
Kings were just happy to get in the They were just happy to get in the Stanley Cup final.
To make the Cup final. Everybody in LA was all happy, and they could have all the
Kelly Rudy.
Back in the day. Oh yeah. Kelly Rudy was in. Oh yeah, those were back in the day. Remember those? Those were good games.
Oh yeah, those are really, really good times in hockey. There, of course, Blake is being talked about maybe being general manager of the year with being able to construct this roster. Remember how after the Suter days, how horrible this team was offensively and slow.
It was awful. And now look at the Kings. Resurgence the Kings. Watch out, they're playing pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see. Ron has question marks in the net, though. We'll see how that's someone's playoff time. He still has reservations. You have reservations on this goaltending in the playoffs, right?
Always. It's Talbot. I've seen Talbot. Talbot's he's playing above his baseball card right now and playing lights out hockey. Can he continue it all the way through the season? I think they need it in their goalie quick to give him a little bit of a rest heading into that playoff run. Because you'll overwork him. He's not a young buck anymore. He's Talbot.
That's right. So of course, Ron Crawford in there saying, "Remember Marty and the curved stick? Who can forget it? King fan forgetting about that one." I guess
Marty and the curved stick. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Over his curved stick.
That was those are rough times. Rod, before I let you go, we'll cover some NFL lines with Rod tomorrow. But I got to get your note here. Bills and Dolphins. We know you like the Dolphins, but Bills going to be laying 3 on the road in that Sunday night game for the division.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably right where the line's going to be. I think this comes down to who's got the ball last, and I think it's probably a 3-point game. This is going to be a battle. This is going to probably be. And the total's 50, right? And I just don't. I think it's good. I can see it easily going over 50 because I think this turns into a track meet. How many guys are injured on the Dolphins' defense? We've seen that Chubb went out, and that's a huge loss on defense. They're also missing a couple guys in the secondary that went down. I'll have to still dig on that to see if they're going to be out for this game or not. You've seen they went out late in that game, in that Baltimore game, and then what did Baltimore do? They just opened it up and ripped apart that secondary. And the Dolphins' secondary is beat up. They are injured. They're not 100%. Going to get scum. I kind of got a pit in my stomach that we're in trouble. How's that? Let's put it that way.
Interesting.
We do have a playoff spot.
Yep.
But are we going to lose the division? The Bills come rolling in. They've got all the momentum. They've won 4 straight. And they're getting healthier. They're not getting.
But trust me, the AFC wants the Bills out. Nobody wants to go to Buffalo in January. So the entire AFC is hoping for Miami to win this game.
Is hoping for Buffalo. It's almost like maybe they did see me hold their little banner up over there in the crumpled dog pile. They're using it as, hey, remember that guy, that Rod guy? He thought we were toast. Well, here they come out of the. Like Lions, the Undertaker, just pop right back up. It's hard to play.
You got to really know these tiebreaker scenarios because the Lions have a shot at the 2 seed, but Dallas has to lose, right? Dallas
has to lose.
Lions laying 3 against Minnesota looks good right now, but again, if Dallas is up big, it's going to really you're going to start seeing the starters get pulled. Maybe a second. If you think the Cowboys can have a sizable lead at halftime, it's going to be tough to lay 3 with the Lions because the Lions will start pulling starters if that Dallas game gets out of reach.
And exactly. So if that Dallas game does get out of reach, then they probably will. I really think it does. How many times has Washington covered at home this season?
I know. It's been
nothing. He laid the 13 I want. Dallas is going to come in there and roll them. I'm going to say roll them. I would extend that one. 13.5, that is not enough. It's not enough. I know Dallas is on the road, but this is one of those teams that are below 500 that they've whooped all season long. And even on the road, Washington's packed it in.
The Commanders' defense is just horrible.
They're not putting up on a fight. They're not putting up a fight. They're like, as soon as this game's over, we're done. We're out. They're not in a hurry to play spoiler with Dallas' second spot. Dallas rolls.
Yeah, that's interesting there. So keep an eye there. If you think Detroit's short, they're short for a reason because they need. Matter of fact, an interesting scheduling spot. I'll make note of this. This is very interesting. The Detroit game is now is an early game. So you get the win, and then Dallas plays the night game, the 4:25 start to go head-to-head with the Eagles. So there's something interesting there, whereas the Lions aren't playing this. I'm sorry, the Lions are not playing at the same time as the Cowboys. They're playing the early game, so I got to be corrected here. So there may be some motivation for the Lions to win, put the pressure on Dallas. I'm just saying that here because I thought they were playing at the same time. They're not. It's the Eagles and Cowboys playing at the same time. So that changes the dynamic a little bit, whereas they're going early and the Cowboys have a late game.
And if I'm not mistaken, the Vikings have slim hope of maybe making a playoff on a wild card, right? So not after what I see.
So that's interesting to know what do the Lions do? Do they go for the 2 seed and win and play their starters, or they just concede it and go with number 3 seed? Because when that matches up, let's say they move forward, that means we're looking at a rematch between the Cowboys, possibly the Cowboys and Lions, if the seeds hold, which may not, but we could see a rematch in the divisional round. But that home field would be Dallas. I don't think the Lions care, to be honest with you. Yeah,
I don't think the Lions care either way. I really don't. I don't think they care whether they'd rather be. I think they would like to be at home, but I think they just want to get in the playoffs and get going. I really do.
If we get that 2 versus 3, if the seeds hold, because the Eagles could put a monkey wrench into everything, as you know, the Rams could put a monkey wrench. We could see Eagles.
Well, they will try.
We'll still try, right?
Detroit will try. Yeah, I think Detroit cruises to the victory in that one, just to put the pressure on Dallas. And like I said, I think Dallas does cruise to the victory in that one.
Yeah. So
the one that everybody's looking at, you're looking at Pittsburgh -4 on the road versus Baltimore.
Yeah.
Does Lamar play or does Lamar not play?
No, they're not going to play.
They've already secured the number 1 speed. But remember, history could repeat itself. Remember, the same thing happened back when Lamar won the MVP. Way back, was it 2017? I want to say that he won the MVP, and he didn't play that final week. They sat his butt, and then he came in the playoffs, and what did he look like?
Rusty.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Mr. Rusty Bucket. Ooh, it was awful. They got whooped.
Yep.
He got whooped. So I don't know. Did they play him a couple series just for giving him the work? Probably not. I think that would be a bad coach move. I think they said yeah, and that line's telling you.
Yeah, that line.
But even with the backup, did you want to lay -4 with the Steelers on the road? No.
No, with Mason.
Not
Yeah,
in this
that's because
Even with the backups,
well,
even with some second stringers.
yeah,
that's
well,
Baltimore
you know,
team.
especially when you bring up the backups, right?
And
Aren't the Ravens a great preseason team? So they have some of the best backups in the NFL.
Right, exactly. So for me, that's what I looked at. Was like, I don't want to lay 4 with the Steelers. Steelers getting points. Okay, cool. Steelers laying points and over more than a field goal. No,
It just doesn't seem to me that it's in Harbaugh's. If he'll coach hard with those backups, because they will get satisfaction knocking out Pittsburgh.
Well, of course, right? Exactly. They'll still to eliminate your exactly to boot Pittsburgh out for sure.
And I could see the hook coming. I could see the hook. I mean, I could see the hook coming into play too. So.
If he sits everybody, if he clears house and sits everybody, it might get ugly. It might. But I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think Baltimore is deep in depth, and I just don't see them just rolling over and letting Pittsburgh walk over them at home.
Wow! Interesting to note. There's some really good.
Right, that's the one that's the line that jumped out at me, and I was like, man, kind of like there's some question marks that it's like that you look and you're like, this is a divisional battle still.
Yep.
I gotta go with 4.
Gotta go with them. All right, go. Of course, we'll talk a little bit more about tomorrow, Rod. Let everybody know which we can catch you with your video series over at Pick Dogs with their A to Z NHL coverage, every game on the board, and a parlay.
Yeah, definitely check out those videos. Like, subscribe, flip on that notification bell. That way you get notified when all the Pick Dogs content drops. So much of it these days over at Pick Dogs. We're all trying to get you on winners. We love it here at Pick Dogs. Appreciate everybody. Let's have a big, massive 2024. Off to a nice start. Let's continue it. So definitely, you want to be subscribed. That way you get join us here at Pick Dogs.
Absolutely.
Big family. We're all looking to crush the books. That's what we're doing. And just going to get bigger and badder here at Pick Dogs.
Over to 2024, bigger and better. So, guys, make sure to like, subscribe. All right, Rod, have a great rest of the evening, and we'll catch up again tomorrow.
You have yourself a good one, everybody. Good luck with your bets. Let's crush it. Tackle the books today. I have a good feeling about today. It's going to be loaded NHL card. We got some. Definitely go check out the parlay.
That's right.
It's going to be a good one today.
Check it out, guys. Check it out. Rod Zawacky here on the drive, dude. Let's continue on, guys. You got my pick. We're going to go right to the recap here. We've hit the witching hour, so let's bring it in right now. Let's recap the plays. We started off with Alex. He liked the Rangers -126 against the Hurricanes. Tony Brown says Stars puck line -115 against Canadiens. Jay was on the Kings -16.5. Actually, you can probably see it now about -15, I believe now. That was in line here. Let me double check the line in this game. I think we're at 15. So let's see here. We're still at 15 now. 15, that's come down a little bit there with the news on Rozier here for sure. Rozier's the scorer. He can put the ball in the net. Wayne on Magic Warriors under 229.5. We had Rod here on the Wild -110 against Flames. I'll be on the Bulls. It's still +10 or is it +9? Oh, there's some 10s still out there in the marketplace against the Philadelphia 76ers. The one I like the most, let's go with under there with Wayne under Magic Warriors under 229.5. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive. So, guys, love everyone here on the show for joining us. Again, we'll be back again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Big Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. They'll give us their plays for real time. Remember, it always begins with that morning show live here at, we're here live during the week, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We've got Mitch, we've got Chris, we got Jay, Ron Ronelli now going to chime in as we hit into some college basketball talk as well, coverage from there. And don't forget all the great video series here. We got Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes, Betting Tools Show, his roundtable discussions. We got Rod with his NHL A to Z coverage here. Every game on the board, a pick from Rod, as well as a parlay. Of course, we got Jay with his NFL and NBA rundown video. We also have a video here from our man Chris with his NHL wraparound. Of course, we don't want to forget Romanelli with his college basketball and college football rundown, Jay NFL as well as NBA rundown. We got Nick Mencken with his first half NBA pick for you there. Costi with his sharp trading plays. Big Al McMorty, all access. He must be a happy man. He attended. We'll talk to him tomorrow. He attended the Michigan Alabama game at the Rose Bowl. Beautiful day yesterday. As we said, it was going to clear up, and it did clear up here in Southern California. You might have seen some of the images before, the day before. We've seen a lot of clouds, some rain. It cleared up there. It looked like a soft playing field as well with that rain that hit the ground. But anyway, it looked big for a really good Rose Bowl. Big Al McMorty was at the Rose Bowl yesterday, seeing his Michigan Wolverines advance, and we'll see if he'll go to Houston to see. The finals. Big Al has plans to do that. Of course, lots of video coverage here, guys, on the channel. We don't want to forget about Mills UFC when it returns with his UFC rundown, but he's got his prop shop video for you here every single day as well. Of course, our man Brad Francis with his parlay video, and there's so many videos here. Of course, Dana Lang with against the public with his betting. Of course, sharp plays here from our man Byron Bittler. So lots of content, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications, so when those videos drop, you get them in the real time. Shout out to everybody here in the chat. Our man Ron Hahn coming in. Ron Crawford, shout out to you as well. John Stewart, always love your contributions there. Everybody know about a big bet coming in right now in Oklahoma City. Latifa, shout out to the Queen. Latifa out there doing great work as well with her picks. Rocco Loco in there as well. Blake, shout out to you. Of course, our man JM Pelicans. We've got our man Risk Carlton in there. Austin Roof, Humble Rookie. Made a trade. James Flamer, good seeing you again here in the chat room. Chase J coming in here with some information and picks as well, and player props from him. Nick Beats Vegas, shout out to you as well. Orlando Galvayo, looking for some points there in that Celtics. And of course, Chase saying his books. Yeah, it's tough now, right? Early in the season was your time to hit those money lines on the underdogs, but looks like everybody else's. Looks like people have found spots here to play. It's the dog. You're going to play the dog in the NBA, especially a home dog. Play the money line. I think that's why you're not seeing value on the money lines as much on these underdogs in the NBA, especially the home underdogs in the NBA. People are definitely hitting those money lines, and the value is going away a little bit here when you're looking at underdogs in the NBA, money line underdogs at least. Now with all the college football, NFL the college football thinning out, there's time to focus on this NBA, and you're not seeing the value in the money lines. Exactly, that's what our man in the chat says here. Good point there. All right, that's going to do it here for the show, guys. I'd like to thank everybody here on the show. Let's go ahead and bring in our cappers, and we'll wrap it up here for today.